Welcome to the Port's Garrison. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Greetings. Welcome to the Port's Garrison. I am your host, Phil the Poet. Now, during the course of last week, the world lost a great man, Harold George Belafonte Jr., known the world over simply as Harry Belafonte, a singer, actor, and an activist. He passed away in New York on April 25th at the age of 96. And as the world bid him farewell, I thought it fitting to share the tribute of former Jamaican Prime Minister and head of the P.J. Patterson Institute for African Caribbean Advocacy in INAFRICARA at the University of the West Indies, Mona, by P.J. Patterson, and I quote, "Tribute to the Dr. the Honorable Harry Belafonte, O.M., born in Harlem. The 8 years he lived with his maternal grandmother from Advocacy, St. Anne, made Harry Belafonte a Jamaican for life. He repeatedly proclaimed his Jamaican heritage, his immense contribution to the promotion of our rich indigenous culture, in a format which became an effective marketing tool in attracting visitors to our shores, deserved our fullest admiration. This iconic entertainer, fashioned in his own unique style, a blend of mento and folk music in a charming calypso presentation, which reflected an exquisite mix of melody and rhythms that would command alluring appeal to the widest markets in North America, Europe, and eventually Japan. His domination of the Billboard charts opened the floodgates for the Caribbean flavor, which has since gone viral. Who else but this UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador Belafonte could have commandeered with the enormous proceeds to combat hunger in Africa such an aggregation of musical legends to record in 1985, "We Are the World, We Are the People"? The board, distinguished scholars, and friends of INAFRICARA Institute hereby extend our profound sympathy to his widow, children, entire family, and colleagues. The legacy Harry Belafonte bequeathed must serve as a perpetual source of inspiration to this and future generations. For there comes a time when we need a certain call, when the world must come together as one. That time is now. Signed, P.J. Patterson, April 27, 2023. Among his innumerable awards are the Emmy, Grammy, Tony, and the Oscar, with a string of other distinguished conferments for exemplary humanitarian achievements. Dr. the Honorable Harry Belafonte, O.M., was committed to use his superb talents in the fields of music, theater, and television as a springboard for his social activism. He did not hesitate to devote his kinetic energy, his powerful intellect, and his hard-earned income in the fight for freedom and the entitlement of justice and human dignity for all, regardless of color, class, and creed. The P.J. Patterson Institute for Africa Caribbean Advocacy, INAFRICARA, joins in proud salute to the memory of Harry Belafonte, whose commitment to humanitarian causes and social upliftment made him a stalwart in the civil rights movement, which sought to break the chains of racial segregation and inequality in the southern states. History will never forget how he stood alongside Martin Luther King Jr. in the March on Washington, and later became a fortress of considerable strength for the family after his assassination. He was bold and fearless in his advocacy of the right to self-determination and agency for the people of Africa subject to colonial rule and their descendants across the Atlantic. In the relentless liberation struggle, Belafonte loudly and persistently denounced the evils of apartheid and demanded the full release of Nelson Mandela. That required the fortitude to resist all temptation for professional engagements accruing from the greed of those corporations who continue to invest and trade in South Africa. His preparedness to engage on the domestic front or in the African continent, indeed, wherever there was oppression or a calamity of any kind, natural or man-made, was always evident by his immediate and generous response. Thanks for watching.